Hey guys, it's Dr. Manny. In this video, we're talking Functional Practice Accelerator, right? This is my fourth book about functional medicine and scaling up. And so what I want to do is over the next few days and weeks is basically break down each of these chapters. There's 9 chapters in here, and it's going to help you scale, right? It's for chiropractors, naturopaths, nurse practitioners, health coaches, PAs, acupuncturists, medical doctors who do functional medicine stuff. If you're in this arena and you're looking to scale up, right, help more sick folks get well, right, grow, you need to have access. It's a digital download. You can have it within the next 10 minutes, right? It's inside a password protected membership area, but it's the tactics and the strategies that I currently use. And one of the strategies that I teach in chapter 3, chapter 3 is old way versus new way. Old way being, and this is what most coaches teach, most gurus, this is what they teach: landing page to a webinar to a call. That framework is challenging. You're going to pull your hair out trying to figure that thing out because there's so many kinks along the way. I'm not going to get into it. I have another video just about that. But chapter 3, old way versus new way. I don't want to sit and read this entire table of contents for you. Chapter 1, I'll just give you a quick background on chapter 1. It's intro. It's an introduction. Now I don't want to sit here and go rags to riches on you, but basically, so I grew up in probably a $40,000 trailer house that had basically holes in the floors, run down trailer park. Both my mom and dad, my dad left when I was 2. My mom raised us. They're both gone. They both died very, very young. And so I grew up in this rundown shack, and across the street there was a heroin addict. He would harass us. His name was Hillbilly Jim. He had like tracks all over his arms. There was a lot of alcohol, like Vietnam vets, racism. There was domestic violence. We had no air conditioning, so I'd lay awake at night, windows wide open. I would just lay there 15 feet away, tiny yard. There's this guy beating the heck out of his wife and his kids. I watched that just nonstop. The guy on the other side, he had a pet ferret. I'd walking up and down the sidewalk with a ferret on a leash. I guess I saw some weird stuff growing up, and I had a hard time getting into college. I was probably turned down by 7 or 8 colleges just to get into undergrad. My scores weren't high enough. And so, you've heard Tony Robbins say, the past does not equal the future. Okay, so, I've seen rock bottom. I've seen, going back to 2007, 6, 7, I've been through bankruptcy. I've been through 2 house foreclosures, right? I've had a repoed car out of my parking lot. I'm driving away. Oh no, my staff is driving away. Here I am. Where the hell's my car? That's what happens, right? And so I've seen rock bottom. I know what that looks like. However, I have also seen a lot of success in recent years. In fact, like I said, old way versus new way. The new way allowed me to put the finishing touches on a 2 Comma Club award, which is basically $1 million through one funnel. It's not an easy chore, but once you get around the right people, my coaches are not in the healthcare space. My coaches are marketers. And what I do is I take the tactics and the principles and the strategies and I bring it inside the world of healthcare so that collectively, together, we can help more sick folks get well. That's my goal, right? Is to help more people. And so, like I said, what I want to do is over the next few days and weeks, time permitting, is kind of immerse into each of these chapters in greater detail, right? We'll dig deep into math and metrics, which is chapter 2. What is the number? What is your goal? You got to figure out that number first and foremost. And then you start to work the math backwards. Okay, and so if you want access to it, it's $47. It should be $500. It should be more than that. But it's $47. It's a digital download. So we have it in a password protected membership area. So if you want it, you can go access to it. I'll put a link in the description beneath this video. If you want access to it, go get it. But I would say I would recommend printing it. Right? It's not going to wear out your printer. Right? It won't. But I want you to be able to highlight. I want you to be able to take notes, jot down things. And start to map out okay, let's change this on page 1. Let's change this on page, I give you screenshots of what I use and I'm currently using. So use it like a workbook, study it and, master it. Because, I've said this in other trainings, I'm not a coach who sits on the sidelines and teaches from theory, right? I don't teach from the bench. I teach from the field. right? That's rare to find these days. People that do the thing they actually teach. And so I wrote this for you. I didn't write that thing because I was bored. It took me several weeks to write it, but I wrote it to help more sick folks get well. But I want you to implement it so that you can help more sick folks get well. That's what I do. It's why I do what I do. Okay, so if you want access, I'll put the link in the description. If you found value, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe so that you don't miss future trainings and future breakdowns of each of these chapters as we go along. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.